Welcome to Stoic Resilience, and today I invite you to embark on a transformative journey into the heart of Stoicism, a philosophy that has, for millennia, provided guidance in the face of adversity and served as a beacon for personal excellence. In this presentation, we will delve deeply into the life and teachings of one of history's most revered Stoic figures, Marcus Aurelius, and explore how his timeless insights can empower each of us to turn life's obstacles into opportunities for growth and virtue. Imagine, if you will, a philosophy that does not merely teach us to endure hardship but encourages us to welcome it, to see every challenge as a necessary part of our personal evolution. Such is the essence of Stoic resilience, a way of life that insists that every impediment, every setback, carries with it the seed of transformation. Today, I will share with you the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor whose life was a testament to the power of inner strength, rational thought, and unwavering virtue, even amidst the chaos of war, disease, and political intrigue. Marcus Aurelius was born into a world that was as magnificent as it was tumultuous. In the grandeur of ancient Rome, with its imposing architecture, busy forums, and disciplined legions, he was raised to become not only a leader of men but also a philosopher who understood that true power lies not in controlling external events, but in mastering one's own mind. From a young age, he was steeped in the teachings of Stoicism, which emphasized that while we cannot dictate the course of fate or the actions of others, we can govern our thoughts, our reactions, and ultimately our character. His personal writings, compiled in the collection known as Meditations, are a window into a soul constantly in pursuit of wisdom and self-improvement. In these pages, Marcus Aurelius confronts the harsh realities of life, loss, betrayal, uncertainty, and yet, he finds solace in the immutable truths of Stoic philosophy. He reminds us that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Such words are not mere platitudes. They are a call to action, a reminder that our greatest fortress against life's misfortunes is the discipline of our thoughts. In reflecting upon his life, we see that Marcus Aurelius was a man who understood the importance of accepting one's fate, what the Stoics call Amor Fati. This love of fate is not a passive resignation to destiny, but rather an active embrace of every twist and turn of life. He believed that each trial, each hardship, was an opportunity to practice virtue and to hone the inner resources that make us resilient. By welcoming every experience as part of our journey, we can learn to see adversity not as a curse, but as a vital ingredient in the recipe for greatness. It is also essential to consider the profound concept of the dichotomy of control, a central tenet of Stoic thought that Marcus Aurelius exemplified throughout his reign. The idea is elegantly simple yet immensely powerful. We must differentiate between what lies within our power and what does not. Our thoughts, decisions, and actions are ours to command. External events, the actions of others, the unpredictability of nature, the caprices of fate, are beyond our reach. By focusing our energy solely on what we can influence, we avoid the needless suffering that comes from futile resistance. This clarity of purpose not only liberates us from the tyranny of external circumstances, but also channels our efforts toward constructive, meaningful endeavors. Yet, perhaps one of the most transformative practices Marcus Aurelius espoused was the habit of daily reflection and mindfulness. Every day, amidst the burdens of leadership and the weight of responsibility, he would pause to examine his thoughts and actions. In these moments of introspection, he questioned whether his behavior aligned with the virtues he held dear: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. This regular practice of self-examination allowed him to learn from his mistakes, to correct his course, and to continually grow as a person. It is a practice that we, too, can adopt in our modern lives. A simple yet profound way to build inner resilience and ensure that our actions remain true to our highest values. Now, you might ask, how do these ancient teachings apply to the frenetic pace of our modern lives? The answer lies in the practical steps that Marcus Aurelius, through his writings and example, has left for us. Consider, for instance, the practice of daily journaling. In our fast-paced, digitally driven world, the act of setting aside time each day to write down our thoughts and reflections can be a radical act of self-care. Journaling forces us to slow down, to pause and consider the lessons hidden within our daily experiences. It is an opportunity to ask ourselves, what challenges did I face today? What have I learned? How can I grow from this experience? In doing so, we begin to see our lives not as a series of random events, but as a coherent journey, a process of continual self-improvement and refinement. Another practical tool is the mindful pause, a brief moment in which we step away from the chaos of our surroundings to center ourselves. In the midst of a stressful meeting, a traffic jam, or even a personal crisis, taking just a few deep breaths and grounding ourselves in the present moment can transform our experience. This moment of pause is a reminder that while we cannot always change what happens to us, we can always change how we respond. It is a small act of defiance against the pull of anxiety and a reaffirmation of our inner strength. Moreover, the practice of focusing on what we can control is not limited to moments of crisis. It is a way of living, a continual process of discerning where our true power lies and directing our efforts accordingly. In a world filled with distractions and uncertainties, this clarity of focus is invaluable. It teaches us to invest our energy in the things that matter, to nurture our relationships, our skills, and our character, rather than wasting it on battles that are not ours to fight. And then there is the principle of Amor Fati once again, the art of loving one's fate. Imagine, for a moment, embracing every setback, every disappointment, every moment of pain, as if it were a cherished teacher. This is not a call to passivity, but a challenge to transform our very perspective on life. When we learn to see adversity as an essential part of our growth, we unlock the secret to true resilience. We begin to understand that every hardship is not a dead end, but a detour, a necessary deviation that ultimately leads us to a higher, more profound understanding of ourselves. To illustrate the transformative power of these principles, allow me to share with you a modern parable, a story of a young professional who, caught in the relentless pressures of a high-stakes career, found themselves overwhelmed by a series of setbacks. This individual, like many of us, was no stranger to frustration and disappointment. They encountered a string of professional rejections, conflicts with colleagues, and personal setbacks that left them questioning their path. Yet, rather than succumbing to despair, they turned to the teachings of Stoicism as a guide for their journey. One evening, after a particularly trying day, they sat down with a journal. With pen in hand, they began to record not only their grievances but also their thoughts on what these challenges might be teaching them. They asked themselves hard questions. What part of this situation lies within my control? How can I learn from this experience? What virtues can I cultivate in the face of adversity? Over time, this simple practice of reflective writing transformed their outlook. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable began to reveal themselves as opportunities for growth. Each setback became a lesson, each failure a stepping stone on the path to success. Gradually, their perspective shifted from one of defeat to one of empowerment, and they emerged from the crucible of their struggles stronger, wiser, and more resilient. This modern parable is not an isolated story. It is a reflection of the timeless wisdom that Marcus Aurelius imparted through his own life. His teachings remind us that our true strength is not measured by our ability to avoid hardship, but by our capacity to learn, adapt, and grow from it. They encourage us to see every moment, whether triumphant or tragic, as a part of a larger tapestry of experience, each thread contributing to the richness and depth of our character. In order to fully grasp the transformative potential of Stoic philosophy, it is helpful to consider some of the more detailed aspects of Marcus Aurelius' life and thought. His reign as emperor was marked by extraordinary challenges, battles fought on distant frontiers, internal rebellions, and the ever-present threat of plague. Yet, despite these overwhelming external pressures, he never allowed himself to be consumed by despair. Instead, he turned inward, cultivating a mindset that was resilient, measured, and ultimately profoundly human. His writings reveal a man who was constantly aware of his own mortality, who recognized that each day was a gift to be used wisely. In one passage, he reflects, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." Such words are a clarion call to seize the present moment, to live with purpose and integrity, and to embrace the inevitability of death as a reminder of life's fleeting beauty. The Stoic approach to life, as championed by Marcus Aurelius, is not one of denial or suppression of emotion. Rather, it is an invitation to experience life fully, acknowledging both its joys and its sorrows, while maintaining a steadfast commitment to reason and virtue. This balanced approach is what makes Stoicism so enduring. It does not ask us to be indifferent to the world, but rather to engage with it in a way that is both thoughtful and deliberate. It is a philosophy that honors the complexities of the human condition, recognizing that our capacity for resilience lies not in the absence of emotion, but in our ability to channel that emotion toward growth and understanding. As we consider these teachings, it is also worth exploring how the Stoic principles have influenced other great thinkers and movements throughout history. From the Roman Republic to the Renaissance, from Enlightenment philosophers to modern cognitive behavioral therapy, the legacy of Stoic thought can be seen in the ways people have learned to cope with life's uncertainties. The idea that we can control our inner lives, that we can choose our responses regardless of external circumstances, has had a profound impact on the development of modern psychology and self-help practices. In many ways, Stoicism is a precursor to the mindfulness and resilience training that is popular today, a reminder that ancient wisdom often contains the keys to solving modern problems. One of the most compelling aspects of Stoicism is its emphasis on practical application. The philosophy is not meant to be an abstract, esoteric system of thought reserved for scholars. It is a living, breathing guide for everyday life. Marcus Aurelius did not write meditations for posterity or for the approval of others. He wrote it as a personal tool, a means of grounding himself in the midst of an unpredictable and often hostile world. In doing so, he provided us with a blueprint for how to navigate our own lives with courage and clarity. Whether it is through the discipline of daily journaling, the practice of mindful pauses, or the simple act of focusing on what is within our control, the lessons of Stoicism are accessible to everyone. To put these ideas into context, consider the modern challenges we face. The constant barrage of information, the pressures of modern work, the isolation of digital life, and the ever-present anxiety about the future. In this environment, the Stoic emphasis on inner tranquility and rational thought is more relevant than ever. When we learn to separate our internal world from the external chaos, we find that we are better equipped to handle stress, to make thoughtful decisions, and to live in accordance with our deepest values. The Stoic approach encourages us to cultivate a sense of inner calm, a sanctuary that remains undisturbed by the turbulence of the world around us. Let me now return to the personal application of these ideas. One of the most transformative practices you can adopt is the art of reflection through journaling. By dedicating a few minutes each day to write down your thoughts and emotions, you create a space for self-examination. Over time, this practice becomes a mirror that reflects your growth, your struggles, and your triumphs. It allows you to track your progress, to identify recurring patterns, and to celebrate the small victories along the way. In a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, this simple act of writing can provide a much-needed anchor, a reminder that you are in control of your inner world, even when the external world seems unpredictable. Another powerful practice is the mindful pause, a brief interlude in the midst of your day when you step back from the rush and allow yourself to simply be. This pause can be as short as a few deep breaths or a moment of silent meditation. The key is to reconnect with your inner self, to remind yourself that you have the power to choose how you respond to any situation. In these moments of calm, you may find that the solutions to your problems become clearer, and that the stress of the day begins to dissipate. It is a practice that, over time, can build a reservoir of inner strength and resilience that carries you through even the toughest challenges. In addition to these daily practices, it is important to cultivate a mindset that embraces every experience, good or bad, as an opportunity for growth. This is the heart of Amor Fati, the love of one's fate. Rather than resisting or resenting the hardships that come our way, we are called to see them as integral parts of our journey. Each challenge, each setback, is a chance to learn more about ourselves, to refine our character, and to move one step closer to the ideal of virtue. When we adopt this perspective, life's difficulties are transformed from obstacles into catalysts for personal evolution. To further illustrate the practical application of these principles, Let me share a more detailed narrative, a modern parable that mirrors the journey of countless individuals who have turned adversity into opportunity. Picture a young professional, driven yet beset by the relentless pressures of a competitive career. In the beginning, every setback felt like a crushing blow, a missed promotion, a conflict with a colleague, a personal disappointment that cast a long shadow over their ambitions. For a long time, this individual struggled to reconcile the demands of the external world with their inner aspirations. They felt overwhelmed by the sheer volume of challenges, unsure of how to navigate a path forward. One day, after a series of particularly disheartening events, they reached a breaking point. Instead of giving in to despair, they remembered the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, which they had encountered through a book, a lecture, or perhaps a trusted mentor. That evening, they decided to try something new. They sat down with an old journal, dusted it off, and began to write. At first, the words flowed hesitantly, a mix of frustration, doubt, and a flicker of hope. But as they continued, a shift began to take place. The act of writing allowed them to process their emotions, to see the patterns in their struggles, and to identify the aspects of their situation that were within their control. They began to realize that the external world, with all its uncertainties, was not the enemy. It was merely the backdrop against which their inner life was played out. By focusing on their thoughts, their responses, and their values, they discovered a sense of calm that had previously eluded them. Each day, the journal became a record of their progress, a testament to the power of reflection and the gradual building of resilience. Over weeks and months, the young professional found that the challenges they once viewed as insurmountable were now seen as valuable lessons. The setbacks transformed into stepping stones, each one contributing to a deeper, more nuanced understanding of themselves and their place in the world. This journey, though deeply personal, is emblematic of the transformative potential of Stoic practice. It is a reminder that the path to inner strength is not paved with the absence of difficulty, but with the courage to face adversity head-on, to reflect upon it, and to emerge stronger for having done so. As you listen to these reflections, I invite you to consider your own experiences. Think about a time when a setback felt overwhelming, when it seemed easier to give in to despair rather than to seek a lesson within the pain. Now, imagine approaching that moment with the mindset of a Stoic, viewing it as an opportunity to learn and grow. What insights might you uncover? How might your perspective shift if you recognized that every hardship carries the potential for transformation? Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." These words encapsulate the Stoic approach to life. Every obstacle is not a barrier but a bridge, a passage to a higher state of being. By embracing this philosophy, we unlock a reservoir of strength that empowers us to navigate the unpredictable currents of life with grace and determination. In our modern world, where the pace of life can be dizzying and the pressures seemingly endless, the teachings of Stoicism offer a timeless refuge, a reminder that no matter how chaotic the external environment, we always possess the power to shape our inner lives. Whether you are facing personal challenges, professional setbacks, or simply the daily grind of modern existence, the principles of Stoicism can guide you toward a more resilient, centered, and fulfilling way of living. As we near the end of this exploration, I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. The journey towards Stoic resilience is not an overnight transformation. It is a lifelong practice, a series of small, deliberate steps taken day by day. It requires patience, discipline, and above all, a commitment to continuous self-improvement. But the rewards are profound. A deeper sense of inner peace, a more focused and purposeful life, and the knowledge that no matter what challenges come your way, you possess the inner strength to overcome them. I encourage you to integrate these practices into your daily routine. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day for journaling and reflection. Cultivate moments of mindful pause, even if they last only a few seconds. And, most importantly, practice embracing your fate, every setback, every disappointment, as a necessary and valuable part of your journey toward virtue. Thank you for joining me on this in-depth exploration of Stoic wisdom. I hope that the insights shared today inspire you to look within, to find the strength that lies dormant inside you, and to transform life's obstacles into opportunities for growth. If you found this discussion valuable, please consider subscribing to Stoic, liking this video, and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps build a community dedicated to the pursuit of wisdom, resilience, and virtue. Remember, in the words of Marcus Aurelius, the impediment to action advances action. Embrace each challenge as a stepping stone on your path to becoming the best version of yourself. May you find strength in reflection, courage in adversity, and joy in the journey of self-discovery. Until next time, stay resilient, nurture your inner virtues, and live with the enduring excellence that defines Stoic. Thank you for watching, and may your journey be one of continual growth and unwavering strength. This concludes our exploration today. I hope you carry these timeless lessons with you, letting them guide you as you navigate both the grand challenges and the small moments of everyday life. In the vast tapestry of existence, every thread of adversity can be woven into a pattern of wisdom and beauty. Each day offers a new opportunity to practice resilience, to cultivate virtue, and to embrace the full spectrum of human experience with open arms and a clear mind. As you go forward from this moment, remember that you have the power to transform your perspective, to turn obstacles into opportunities, and to build a life rooted in the enduring principles of Stoic philosophy. May the insights of Marcus Aurelius and the practices we have discussed today inspire you to approach each new challenge with confidence and clarity, knowing that your inner strength is far greater than any external hardship. Once again, thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of Stoicism. I look forward to sharing more insights, stories, and practical guidance with you in future videos. Until we meet again, keep striving, keep reflecting, and above all, keep living with the courage and wisdom that define a truly virtuous life. Welcome to the community of Stoic, where every challenge is a lesson and every moment a chance to grow. See you next time.